Every so often we hear stories about animals performing feats that seem beyond explanation. A dog who saves its owner from a seizure. A dolphin who rescues a swimmer from sharks. A parrot that can sense danger and warn its owner. In those moments, we can't help but wonder, are these miraculous acts of heroism just coincidence, or is there something deeper at work? Across the world, animals seem to possess uncanny abilities to sense danger, detect illness, or even save lives in ways that defy reason. These miracle stories have been passed down through generations, inspiring awe and wonder in everyone who hears them. But what if there's more to these stories than meets the eye? What if there's science behind these miraculous events? Science that explains why animals can do the seemingly impossible. In today's video, we're diving deep into the science behind some of the most incredible animal stories. We'll explore how animals' brains work, what instincts guide their miraculous acts, and how these creatures have evolved to do things that seem straight out of a fairy tale. Get ready to discover the fascinating science behind the miracles and see how animals may be capable of things we never thought possible. Welcome to Miracle Animals, the science behind the stories. Animals have been credited with performing heroic acts, but are these truly miraculous moments or simply extraordinary displays of their instincts? Let's start with a few real-life stories. Take the story of a Labrador who saved its owner from a seizure. The dog was sitting beside the owner when it suddenly became agitated, pacing back and forth. The owner, unaware of the impending seizure, was confused by the dog's behavior. But just moments before the seizure hit, the dog jumped into action, alerting its owner by nudging and licking them. It wasn't trained for this, but somehow it knew. This kind of instinctive behavior has puzzled scientists for years. How do animals like this dog pick up on signs that humans themselves can't perceive? Then there's the story of a cat that saved a family from a dangerous gas leak. The cat was seen behaving strangely for hours, meowing incessantly and scratching at doors and windows. After investigating, the family discovered a gas leak in their home, which could have led to a fatal explosion. Was the cat reacting to the smell of gas? Or was it simply responding to something unusual that caught its attention? Regardless of the cause, the result was clear. The cat had saved their lives. And what about the dolphins? Dolphins have long been known for their intelligence and social behaviors, but one story stands out. A swimmer was caught in a rip current, struggling to stay afloat. Out of nowhere, a pod of dolphins surrounded the swimmer, guiding them to safety and protecting them from a group of approaching sharks. Was this an act of compassion? Or was it simply a case of the dolphin's natural protective instincts coming into play? These stories make us ask, is there a deeper connection between animals and humans, or is it just a case of nature at work? Are animals simply responding to instinct, or could they be aware of more than we understand? Let's explore what science has to say about these incredible moments. It might not be as magical as we think, but it's certainly fascinating. To begin understanding these extraordinary acts, we need to dive into the science of animal intelligence. How do animals sense and react to the world around them in ways that often seem beyond what we could expect? Take, for instance, empathy. Animals, particularly dogs, are known to respond to human emotions, sometimes in ways that seem almost too intuitive. Studies have shown that dogs can detect when their owners are sad, anxious, or in distress. A dog might nuzzle or sit close to someone feeling down, as though they understand the emotional need. While we often think of animals as driven purely by instinct, there's mounting evidence that some animals can recognize human emotions and act accordingly. This level of empathy can help explain why animals like dogs might behave protectively when their owners are in trouble, such as during a seizure or medical emergency. Then, there's the concept of instinct versus intentionality. When we see an animal like a cat acting in an urgent manner, such as scratching at doors to warn of a fire or gas leak, it often feels like they're intentionally trying to help. But many scientists argue that it's less about intention and more about survival instincts kicking in. Animals are incredibly attuned to their environment, able to pick up on changes that humans might miss, whether that's a change in air quality, temperature, or even subtle shifts in sound. These natural responses could explain how animals often seem to predict events or act in a way that seems eerily intentional. The human sense of smell is limited compared to many animals, and in this regard, animals often have a significant advantage. Dogs, for example, have an olfactory system that's thousands of times more sensitive than ours. This allows them to detect things like cancer in humans or warn of an impending seizure. But it's not just about the physical senses. It's also about how animals process those signals. Some animals can use their heightened senses to understand changes in their surroundings, like a dog sensing the chemical changes in a person's body before a seizure. While much of what animals do may seem miraculous, it's often just their evolutionary adaptations working in ways we haven't fully understood. Over thousands of years, animals have developed highly specialized skills that help them navigate the world and communicate within their species. It's those same skills that often help them perceive things that humans can't, be it a chemical change, a sound frequency, or even a shift in the environment. This complex web of sensory perception, emotional intelligence, and instinct is what makes animals capable of performing these amazing acts that can feel like miracles. And though we might never fully understand everything they do, the science is starting to reveal how these animals may have developed the ability to act in ways that appear nothing short of extraordinary. Now that we've looked at how animals can act in ways that seem almost too intelligent to be mere instinct, let's shift gears and explore some of the most incredible stories of animal survival. These are the kinds of tales that leave us wondering how it's even possible for an animal to survive the odds. Take, for example, the story of a turtle that was found alive after being frozen for months. A team of researchers discovered this turtle buried under several feet of ice during a winter expedition. Normally, turtles, like many other cold-blooded creatures, would not survive freezing temperatures. But this turtle had entered a state of hibernation, slowing its metabolism to the point where it could survive without oxygen for months. Scientists were astonished when it began moving again, showing how the turtle's body had adapted to endure extreme conditions. Then there's the incredible survival story of a dog who traveled hundreds of miles to reunite with its owner. After a natural disaster, the dog was separated from its family. Despite being in unfamiliar territory, the dog found its way home after many months, crossing roads, rivers, and dangerous terrain. While some might chalk this up to a miracle, research into animal navigation has shown that many animals have a remarkable ability to sense and remember their environment. Dogs, in particular, have an exceptional sense of smell and memory, which likely helped this dog navigate back home. There's also the story of a horse who survived a catastrophic wildfire. The fire was raging across the countryside, and the horse was left behind in the chaos. Remarkably, when rescuers returned, they found the horse alive, unharmed, and waiting. Scientists believe that animals like horses are highly perceptive of their surroundings and often have an instinctive sense of when to flee danger. This survival instinct, combined with their ability to find shelter and food, can often mean the difference between life and death. These stories seem impossible, but they point to an incredible set of survival adaptations that animals have developed over thousands of years. From hibernation and extreme metabolic control to sharp environmental awareness and instinctual behavior, animals are equipped to handle situations that we, as humans, could never survive in. It's not magic that allows animals to survive these remarkable feats. It's biology, evolution, and the perfect combination of instinct and adaptability that helps them pull through when the odds are stacked against them. Animals aren't just surviving against the odds, they're also saving us. Whether it's guiding people through dangerous waters or detecting medical conditions, animals have played a pivotal role in protecting humans. These acts of heroism seem miraculous, but behind them, there's a fascinating mix of instinct, training, and evolution. One of the most well-known examples is the incredible bond between humans and dogs. Dogs have been trained to sniff out everything from drugs to explosives, but their life-saving abilities go far beyond that. Take, for instance, the story of dogs detecting diseases like cancer. Dogs have an extraordinary sense of smell, many times more sensitive than humans, and studies have shown that they can detect certain chemical changes in the human body, such as those produced by cancer cells. There are documented cases where dogs have alerted their owners to the presence of cancer before medical tests even confirmed the diagnosis. It's not magic, it's biology at work. These dogs can smell the difference between healthy tissue and cancerous cells, often saving lives with their keen abilities. Then, there's the story of rats being trained to locate survivors in disaster zones. In countries like Cambodia, rats have been trained to search for landmines, a task that might seem impossible given their size. These rats, equipped with a special sense of smell, can detect explosives hidden under the ground. Their small size and agility allow them to cover large areas quickly, saving countless lives by finding landmines before humans can accidentally trigger them. It's not just about training, it's about how these animals' natural abilities are harnessed in ways that humans could never replicate. Another remarkable example is dolphins. Dolphins have long been recognized for their intelligence, but they've also shown an uncanny ability to protect humans. There are numerous stories of dolphins helping swimmers and divers in distress. One famous account occurred when a swimmer was caught in a rip current and was surrounded by sharks. Out of nowhere, a group of dolphins intervened, circling the swimmer and protecting them from the sharks until help arrived. Some experts believe that dolphins are naturally protective of humans, a behavior rooted in their social instincts and intelligence. Dolphins live in highly cooperative social groups, and it's possible that their desire to help stems from their need to protect their community. What we're seeing in these stories is that animals don't just react out of instinct or survival. They're responding to their environment in ways that humans might never fully understand. Their incredible abilities to detect changes in their surroundings, their social structures, and their sensory systems all come together in moments where they are able to protect us. These animals, trained or not, have capabilities that seem to blur the line between survival and heroism. It's a powerful reminder of the deep connection between humans and animals, one that goes beyond just companionship, into the realm of mutual protection and respect. After hearing these incredible stories, it's easy to get swept up in the idea that animals are performing miracles. The bond between humans and animals is truly special, and it's fascinating to think that animals can act in ways that seem beyond explanation. But what does this really mean? Are these truly miraculous moments? Or is there a deeper, more scientific explanation behind them? For some, the idea of a miracle is tied to something beyond the physical world, a higher power, fate, or even divine intervention. When we hear about an animal saving a life or performing a seemingly impossible act, it's natural to want to label it as something extraordinary, something magical. The emotional response to these stories is powerful, and it speaks to the awe we feel for the creatures that share our world. In those moments, we might find ourselves believing that there's more at play than just biology and instinct. But for scientists, the explanation is simpler, though no less amazing. The truth is, animals have evolved over millions of years to possess abilities that allow them to sense, react, and adapt to their environment in ways that humans are only beginning to understand. Their heightened senses, deep-rooted instincts, and specialized skills are the result of complex biological processes, honed by nature for survival. While this doesn't make their feats any less incredible, it provides a logical framework for how and why animals can do what they do. Their so-called miracles are often the result of thousands of years of evolutionary adaptations, combined with incredible sensitivity to changes in their surroundings. That doesn't mean there's no mystery left. In fact, the more we learn about animals, the more we realize how much we don't know. There are still behaviors, instincts, and capabilities in the animal kingdom that leave scientists scratching their heads. While we may have explanations for some of these miraculous acts, the complexity of animal behavior continues to intrigue and surprise us. Perhaps, then, the true miracle isn't in the acts themselves, but in the fact that we're still uncovering the depths of the animal world. These creatures have developed abilities that seem like they belong in the realm of magic, and we're only beginning to understand the science behind them. What we know for sure is that there's an incredible connection between humans and animals, a relationship built on shared experiences, mutual respect, and an awe-inspiring level of biological complexity. So, while the line between science and miracles may sometimes blur, the real miracle might be that we're fortunate enough to witness these remarkable creatures and continue to learn from them. As we've seen, animals are capable of extraordinary feats, from saving lives to sensing things that are beyond our human comprehension. These acts, while incredible, are rooted in biology, instincts, and the unique ways animals interact with their environment. Whether it's a dog detecting a medical condition, a dolphin protecting a swimmer, or a cat acting in ways that save a family from disaster, animals continue to amaze us every day. While some of these events may feel like miracles, the real miracle is how animals have evolved to possess such remarkable abilities. Their heightened senses, emotional intelligence, and survival instincts are a testament to the wonders of nature. And as we continue to explore the animal kingdom, there's no telling just how much more we'll discover about the incredible things these creatures can do. If this video made you look at the animals around you a little differently, I encourage you to take a deeper dive into the science of animal behavior. There's still so much to learn, and each new discovery brings us closer to understanding the full scope of what these amazing creatures are capable of. If you enjoyed today's exploration into the science behind the stories, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an episode. Leave a comment below and let me know what animal story has amazed you the most, or if you've witnessed something that you think could be a miracle. And of course, feel free to share this video with anyone who loves animals as much as we do. Thanks for watching, and remember to stay curious. Until next time, keep exploring the wonders of the animal world.